Alright everybody, welcome back to a brand new PTCGO video, and today guys, we're going to be taking a look at an Empoleon Dusknoir deck for the Legacy format. And I know I've done a lot of Legacy videos, but Legacy, it's just such a fun format, and don't worry guys, I'm not going to spam you guys with Legacy, but you know what, I got a request to do this from someone, so I was like, you know what, sure, why not, we'll do the Empoleon deck, and we will go with the flow, and it will be awesome. So, Empoleon Dusknoir is a pretty good deck. I mean, it doesn't see much play in Legacy, and until you see the game I got. The game I got was insane, you'll see it. But Empoleon is a pretty strong deck. It was pretty good back in the day, too. You know, Empoleon Dusknoir. So what Empoleon does is a Stage 2 Pokemon with 140 HP. So it's got a lot of HP, and it's got an ability Diving Draw. Once you're in turn before you attack, you may discard a card from your hand. If you do, draw 2 cards. So that's a good ability, but its main beef is going to be the attack. The attack is called Attack Command, where for 1 water, just a single water, it does 10 damage times the number of Pokemon in play, both yours and your opponent. So if you have a full field without Sky Field, you're going to be doing, I think, 120 damage max. So without Muscle Band, it's 120. Now, with Legacy, you have Silver Bangle, so you can make that do 150 damage, which won't quite one-shot in EX, but, you know, Empoleon, it still does a lot of damage, regardless. Now, the thing is, you're not really always going to be getting one-shot, so how are you going to conserve that damage? Well, you have Dusknoir. Dusknoir has the ability Sinister Hand. As often as like during your turn, before you attack, you may move 1 damage counter from one of your opponent's Pokemon to another one of your opponent's Pokemon. So this is basically going to be the heart synergy. We're just going to use Sinister Hand, and the thing is we're going to be doing like 120 damage or 100 damage to a Pokemon, and then we're going to be overkilling them. So we kind of want to conserve that damage, so we can use Sinister Hand, and again, you can conserve the damage. So instead of doing 200 damage to a Pokemon and then wasting all that damage, why not just use Dusknoir to keep that damage, and we can just move that damage around to, you know, a Pokemon or whatever on the bench, and then save it for later, and then it actually works out perfectly for us. So that is what Dusknoir is going to be used for. Dusknoir and Empoleon is a good combo, and we're going to be going with the 2-2 line. You can run a Dusclops in the deck. I don't really know if you need it. I couldn't find room, but yeah, you could do that. So we got the Empoleon, Attack Command, Diving Draw. We got 4 Empoleons, 2 Prinplups. 2 Prinplups is good since we do have 2 Super Rods in the deck. 4 Piplup. Piplup is there too. Now, the thing with Empoleon is it only gives up 1 prize, and it's a Stage 2, so that's kind of why I went with the 2 Prinplups, so that you can use it with Super Rod to get them in play a lot easier. Other Pokemon, we do have Exeggcute. This is perfect with Diving Draw. Literally, you can Exeggcute and Diving Draw. It basically allows you to draw 2 cards for free, which is awesome. So that's why we do have the 1 Exeggcute. You can, you know, run 2 Exeggcute if you want, but you know what, we're going to be running the 1 Exeggcute. So we do got 1 of those in there. We got 1 Mr. Mime. Now this deck has a good matchup against Landorus, but Mr. Mime will help us against Landorus because, you know, Landorus can always Hammerhead or Piplups and Duskulls and knock him out, and that's never fun. And even just getting 30 damage on our Empoleon by Landorus can be a big deal sometimes, so Mr. Mime kind of just helps us so that, hey, it's like, hey, you know what, those Dusknoirs, those Landorus, sorry, they can't really damage our bench, and it'll be a lot easier for us, because again, you know, Landorus, picking off our bench Pokemon is never fun, and softening stuff up can never be fun either, so we'll be running 1 Mr. Mime, plus it's another Pokemon you can have in the field. We do run 1 Smeargle. Again, we're playing 2 Stage 2 Pokemon, and Stage 2 Pokemon can be slow, so Smeargle can help us against, you know, those things, and, you know, get us the Stage 2 Pokemon in play a lot easier with Smeargle, and it allows us to basically play 2 supporters a turn with Portrait, and we do run 1 Jirachi. Jirachi is just great in this deck. Now, we do not play Skyla in this deck, which you might be like, what? How do you not play Skyla? Well, there's a card in here that works even better than Skyla, in my opinion. Skyla's good, but we're going to be doing something a little different. So, we also play a Suicune. Again, Suicune is just nice to kind of have sit in the active spot. Again, because with Empoleon, it is a slower deck. So, you know, you can have the Suicune just sit in the active spot, and it basically works as a EX kind of staller, and it just allows you to set up your Empoleons and Dusknoirs on the bench for later. And again, you know, with this deck, you're using 60 HP Pokemon, and those against EXs get destroyed. So with Suicune, it just sits up there and kind of stalls you out, so that you can set up some Empoleons and stuff, and you have time to do that. So that's why we got 1 Suicune. I don't really know how good this is, but I think it's fine in the deck. So those are all the Pokemon we got. 19 Pokemon, and it works good with Attack Command too for having more Pokemon to play. So we got 1 Computer Search. Computer Search allows us to grab any card we want. This could be great to grab rare candy and stuff. 2 junk arms. I don't really know if we need any more than 2 junk arms, but we are going to play 2 anyways. Junk arm, again, you grab any item from your discard. This could be great to grab rare candies. 3 level balls. Basically everything in this deck has under 90 HP except for Suicune, Empoleon, and Dusknoir. So 3 level balls grabs us our Piplups, our Exeggcute, Jirachi, Duskull, Mr. Mime, all that good stuff. That's why we got 3 of those. 4 rare candies. Rare candy, it's a great card because, choose one of your basic Pokemon and play, and then boom. And obviously, rare candy, I don't even know what I'm saying, but rare candy, choose one of your stage 1 Pokemon, boom, get it in play, and then that's how you're going to get your Empoleons and your Dusknoirs in play. 2 Super Rods. Now, Super Rod, I like having 2 of these because with Super Rod, when an Empoleon gets knocked out, you could just Super Rod for it right back and try to get it back into play so that you could just constantly keep the Empoleons going. And then, again, it helps with the Empoleon engine because, you kind of want that to be in effect. You don't want to ever be in a position where you're out of Empoleons or you're short on Empoleons and you're just kind of stuck using your little basic Pokemon, and that's never fun. So 2 Super Rods is for that. 1 Switch. Switch is nice to just switch something out and save you. You never know when it can come in handy, maybe against like a Selva or something. A Tool Scrapper. This is extremely important against Garbodor because, again, Garbodor shuts off Sinister, Hand, and Diving, Draw, and Propagation, all that stuff. So we are going to play 1 Tool Scrapper to get around Garbodor and whatnot. We got 3 Ultra Balls. Ultra Ball can go nicely with the Exeggcute in our deck, and again, it's just nice to use Ultra Ball to grab out, like, the Empoleon and the Dusknoir and stuff. When you got the Ultra Ball rare candy combo in your hand, it is always nice to have. So we do 3 Ultra Balls, obviously. 2 Colress, and most of the time we're going to have a full bench, and with the amount of Pokemon that we want to have in play, Colress is nice to just shuffle your hand to your deck and draw a number of cards equal to the number of bench Pokemon in play. So I like Colress for that reason. So we are going to play 2 of these since most of the time it'll be a full field. 2 Ends, and it's just nice, draw support and disruption. We are going to run 4 Juniper and 3 Professor Oak's New Theories. You can always take out a Professor Oak's New Theory, throw in a few Skylas. I don't really know why I don't run Sky in this deck, but you know what, it is what it is. You can always take out a Pawn and run a Skyla. Now this card right here is one of the reasons why this deck is really good, and that is Twins. Twins is an amazing supporter, and you may use this card if you have more prize left than your opponent. Search your deck for any 2 cards and put them into your hand, shuffle your deck afterwards. This is a very, very good card. So basically, when we get into a position where our Empoleon gets, knocked out, or something gets knocked out, and then what we can do is we can use Twins to grab the rare candy in Piplup or rare candy Dusknoir, or just any 2 cards we need in general to help us with our deck. This card is extremely good, and it's great when you're falling behind, which you might get in a stage 2 deck with low HP Pokemon. So Twins, it's great for this deck. 2 of these is awesome. 3 could be better, but I think 2 is fine. We do play a Float Stone. Float Stone, you can just plop it onto a Dusknoir since it does have a 3 retreat cost. 2 Silver Bangles allows Empoleon to do more damage to EX. It's very important. We do want 1 Silver Mirror in case we run into like 18 Plasma deck. So, we got that Silver Mirror in there. And we got a total of 7 Water Energies. 6 might be a little better since we have 2 Super Rods, but most of the time with Super Rod we want to get back at Piplup, Prinplup, and Empoleon. So I think 7 Water Energies is fine enough as it is. 6 might be better, I don't know. So this is the Empoleon Legacy deck here I have built on PTCGO. Let's hop into a few matches with the deck and see it in action. Alright guys, here we go. First game with our Empoleon Dusknoir deck. We'll see how it goes. Flipping the coin, we win. Okay, that's actually really good. Now I think we're playing against a Lando Garbo deck, which is actually perfect. I'd honestly prefer playing against that over anything else, so I'm not going to complain. So our hand, we might have to discard an Empoleon and a rare candy, unless I want to hold on to it, but obviously, I'd rather go with the Juniper, unless, like, we top deck an N or, like, something. So yeah, it is an Empoleon Dusknoir deck, kind of like I figured. Not the worst matchup. I'm just going to put a Float Stone on the Piplup, and let's rare candy, Juniper. Sadly, we got to lose an Empoleon and a rare candy, but it's all for the good cause. We had a Smeargle, so we can definitely put him down. I can definitely discard the Prinplup and the Exeggcute. And we can probably grab a... I don't know what to grab. Let's actually grab Mr. Mime. That's probably the best bet. I could have grabbed Duskull, but... Again, he's got the whole Garbodor thing going, so I don't know if that's the best play. So I'm just going to retreat into Smeargle, and I'm going to use Portrait. And, oh, I really do not want a Juniper, so let's just use Iris. It's the dumbest thing, but I'd rather not discard my Twins and my Empoleon. So let's just play another Piplup down and pass the turn. So we know what my opponent has in his hand. We know he has a Juniper in his hand. So he probably will play that. There's a Float Stone going on a Trubbish, and there's a Juniper. Now, if he somehow knocks out Smeargle this turn, I actually won't be that upset. We see him discard Escape Rope, Garbodor, all that good stuff. There's an Ultra Ball. He might grab the Landorus EX, but you know what? That's for the good of all. If he knocks me out, you know what? Landorus will probably get knocked out by Empoleon, so I won't complain there. Hopefully we can get like a rare candy top deck. That'd be great. You know, maybe you could throw Skyla in this deck. I couldn't really find much room for many stuff. Luckily, Hammerhead won't be knocking me out anytime soon, and that's a good thing. So, let's go and top deck something. Wow, look at that, boy. Rare candy. We can get the Empoleon into play. We can also use the Diving Draw, especially before that Garbodor hits the field. So let's go with Propagation. And let's go with Diving Draw. Get rid of that Exeggcute. And hopefully we can get something good off of this. Switch and a Juniper. Okay, how much am I doing? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 100. Okay, we're definitely knocking him out. So I'm going to use this opportunity to actually do that. Hopefully we get a Water Energy here. Okay, whew. We even got the Duskull, which I guess I can play down. Won't kill me. So, and my opponent concedes the game. And, ooh, we actually get a box we didn't have. Nice. We got 25 coins. My opponent conceded fairly quickly, but you know what? That won't stop us. Let's find another game with the deck. Alright, guys, here we go. Second game with our Empoleon deck. We're definitely playing against a mirror match. I played against this dude, like, literally like 5 minutes ago, but my game disconnected me because my internet screwed out on my laptop, and I disconnected, and I had an advantage. I literally got the turn to Empoleon, and everything was looking good, but sadly my game was like, nah, let's just disconnect you. So I don't know, but we'll see how this match goes regardless. And let's see if we're gonna mulligan, and ooh, we got the Exeggcute start. Our hand, we still have the Empoleon, but I don't really like starting with Exeggcute, so that's not good. And I might just have the Level Ball for rare candy. Oh, or not rare candy, N, but we actually got the Jirachi, so that actually saves me time. So let's just grab the Piplup. I really don't like having Exeggcute in the active. That's really frustrating, because we're going to need him for the diving draws, so that's a little bit of a bummer. Maybe we can use him for Twins Bait. I don't really want to give up a prize on Exeggcute, but if it's got to be done, you never know. So anyways, we can end my opponent here. We know he mulliganed, or I mulliganed, so we can play the end. We do have a Twins, so if he somehow knocks me out, we can definitely do Twins, so I can definitely deal with this hand. We got the Duskull in play. We can just pass the turn. Our hand's looking good. We got Computer Search, Twins, a few Water Energies. We got the Empoleon going. Our hand is looking extra juicy. So my opponent does play the Duskull down. And we'll see how this mirror match plays out, if like what he plays compared to my deck. So we do see an Ultra Ball here. And that Ultra Ball is going to grab something. Gets rid of Junk Arm and Exeggcute, which means he has the Exeggcute in the discard pile. Alright, and he grabs a Pichu. Okay, so he actually plays Pichu. So I knew he had a lightning type. I didn't know what it was. Maybe Pichu might actually be a decent card to play in the Empoleon deck. So maybe there's something you can add. He does end me though, which is a little frustrating because I actually really like this hand. We could have started attacking with Empoleon next turn. But it is what it is. Hey, you know what? We got the rare candy. It's all good. So we do see a Playground from my opponent, and that means we can just Colress for a nice big 10 cards, which is really nice. So the Playground comes into effect. We both are going to be able to get bench Pokemon down. So I'm probably just going to get down 2 more Piplups. Don't really think I need anything else. I mean, there are some other options, you know, you can maybe try on this Empoleon deck. Maybe you can try, like, Blend Energy Landorus. I don't really think that's good, but who knows. So, we can grab our own bench Pokemon. We can grab 2 Piplups and just put them onto the bench. And, I mean, hey, that's actually good by me. We'll see if he wakes up or not. He does. So, we actually have a very explosive hand right now. So, we can just straight up rare candy into Empoleon. So we get that Empoleon in play. Look in here. We can probably just Level Ball. And we can grab a Prinplup while we're at it. I think that'd be nice. We can grab the Prinplup. We can play the Prinplup down. We can... Oh, man. If the Exeggcute was in my discard, we probably could have done some nice plays and gotten like a Dusknoir play. But anyways, we can go with the Colress for 10. And oh boy, look at this hand. We have a huge, huge hand. We can do a lot of things. We can rare candy into Empoleon number 2. We can definitely get the Dusknoir in play. So let's Junk Arm away the Level Ball and the Duskull. I don't think we'll need those guys anymore. We can grab ourselves Rare Candy. Now the question here is should I attack? So, I don't know. I don't know if I should attack him or not. I'm just going to Ultra Ball away the Juniper and the Water Energy. I would get rid of my, whatchamacallit, my Computer Search, but we could get End, and I don't really want to walk into that, and I have to discard something I need. So I'm just going to Rare Candy into Duskull, and pass the turn. Our hand is really good. We can Juniper next turn. Now, if my opponent gets any Empoleons in play, we could be in trouble, but I don't really want to knock out a Pichu with only 30 HP. It doesn't really seem too logical. My opponent plays a Skyla. Skyla is something you can definitely play in the deck. I kind of don't think I had room for it, so Skyla is for an Ultra Ball, so he's probably going to be able to get his Empoleon in play, but I mean, we had such a huge play that turn. We were able to get 2 Empoleons and a Dusknoir in play, and we have the Prinplup down, so we can actually just go and do a lot of crazy things. So my opponent actually plays Leafeon in his deck, so that's interesting. I guess Leafeon's for Keldeo, but I don't know. But he does grab an Empoleon, so he's definitely also going to be able to get his Empoleon into play too. So we'll see that happen. There's the Rare Candy into Empoleon, and I don't know if he'll want to knock out my Exeggcute or not. That's the thing. I don't run reversals, so we can't really go on the offensive that way, which sucks. Alright, so we do see the Prinplup coming down. Now, I don't think my opponent will be able to get the exact same play I did. Nope, he just has to settle with a Playground. And I really don't want to attack him with Empoleon here. Just doesn't seem very logical to just be like, hey, you know what, let's just attack you with my Empoleon, but I don't know. We might take the knockout, so I'm just going to go with a Diving Draw. This is actually going to allow me to play Computer Search and Juniper at the same time. So let's Diving Draw, see what we can find. We got Smeargle, we do have a Junk Arm. We don't really need anything anymore with that Junk Arm, so I think we could just settle with a Computer Search. We Computer Search away the Junk Arm and the Smeargle, and we can probably just grab the Switch. Is Float Stone in the deck? Yeah, okay. So we can grab the Switch. My opponent didn't have anything really going on, so I think we could just switch into the Empoleon. We could probably just Juniper right now, why not? Won't kill me. And, alright, we get the Empoleon. I mean, we have such a huge play going here. We can Water Energy, we can Diving Draw, but I don't really know what to discard. I mean, we could probably just Diving Draw away the Empoleon since we already have 3 in play. We could do this, we could draw extra cards, and I really don't need to Diving Draw anymore, so I might as well just go with the Attack Command for the knockout. And the thing is my opponent can't knock me out. 120 damage is all he caps at, and that is huge. So I guess he probably has an energy, I don't know. I don't really know what his hand is looking like. He's played like only 2 supporters, so who knows. So he does go with the Exeggcute. He can do one Diving Draw, and we see a Junk Arm. And I guess he can grab Rare Candy with that. Or switch. No, he grabs Rare Candy. We'll see what he gets into play. If it's either going to be Empoleon or Dusknoir. Assuming it's going to be Dusknoir. Nope, just an Empoleon. Alright. And, oh, there's a Colress for 9. So that's a little big. We'll see if he can get that Dusknoir in play. Nope, but he does get the third Empoleon. So we're both sitting here with 3 Empoleons in play. There's a Propagation. So he can do a bunch of Diving Draws. But I really wouldn't hold it against my opponent to not get a Dusknoir into play this turn. I can definitely see that happening. I mean, he's Diving Drawing like 3 times or twice, or I don't even know anymore. So there's a Diving Draw again. He can get that Exeggcute back. And we're probably just going to see the Diving Draw. Yep, there we go. He's going to discard the Exeggcute. Oh, his hand is huge. I'd really like to have an end right now. That'd be nice. Because his hand is massive. He can Diving Draw so many times. It's crazy. Jeez, 3 Diving Draws in 1 turn. Holy crap. There's no way he's not going to be able to get the Dusknoir in play this turn. If he doesn't get the Dusknoir in play, I'm going to be very shocked. So we just see the Water Energy going on. Again, it's only doing 120 damage. Without, like, a Verbank or a Laser or Muscle Band, he's not doing any more. We do see a Level Ball. So he might grab... Oh, so he does run Dusclops, so he is probably going to be setting up that Dusknoir. I'm surprised he didn't get it into play, though. It's pretty interesting. And we're probably just going to be hit with an Attack Command here. Yeah, Attack Command, 120 damage. Alright, so now we can start getting the swing of things going. Now, the thing is, this is the weirdest mirror match ever. We can hit him for 120. We can knock him out. And we can set up a Super Rod then for next turn, get back some stuff we need. so I might do that. So I'm gonna go with the Professor Oaks. Actually, hold on, no I'm not. Never mind. I'm gonna Diving Draw. I'm gonna get rid of the Tool Scrapper. Probably never gonna need that. Probably just get rid of that. And we can Diving Draw away that Silver Mirror, another pretty useless card. I'm trying to find an N. Even though, again, he can Diving Draw, but, you know, we do find a Colress. There's really nothing to do with his hand. Actually, hold on, before I do that, I'm going to put a Float Stone onto Dusknoir. And I'm going to use the Colress. I mean, maybe I could have Float Stone the Empoleon, but then he could just, you know, Sinister Hand and knock that one out. Just, I don't know. I don't know if that was the best play or not. And, I mean, there's no point in Diving Drawing, so let's just attack him for 120. And we'll see what happens next. He's definitely going to be able to get that Dusknoir in play. I mean, if he doesn't, again, I'm going to be very shocked, but we're most likely going to see that Dusknoir come down. And that could wreck my day. There's a rare candy. Probably going to Empoleon. Yep. So he's got 4 Empoleons into play. This game is getting crazy. So there's the propagation. And again, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw the Dusknoir come down. He's used 2 Ultra Balls. I don't know how many runs. We'll see, though. He probably will get the Dusknoir. I mean, look at the size of his hand. It is huge. That's why I kind of wanted to end him. We see a Level Ball. He actually runs 2 eggs instead of 1, so his list is a little different from ours, it looks like, because he has the Pichu in his deck and stuff. So we see the Diving Draw getting rid of another Exeggcute, getting 2 more cards. Jeez, my opponent is getting some crazy things. I mean, who knows? Maybe he could deck out. I mean, that is a possibility. I don't know how many ends he runs. He's already played 2, and I don't know if he plays any more over like stuff like Professor Oaks Theory. So decking him out might be a possibility. He is really low on cards, and if he can't get the Dusknoir in play, this will be nice. Sadly, he will be able to use Sinister Hand onto Jirachi if he does get the Dusknoir in play, which would suck. Jeez, look at the propagations. He's definitely Ultra Balling here. I wouldn't be surprised if he did. Yeah, Computer Search, Ultra Ball, same thing. And maybe if we're lucky, all of his Dusknoir are prized. That would be really nice. And I don't think it is because he grabbed something. It's probably Dusknoir. And if it's not, then that's good. Again, he can easily take 3 prizes this turn. Yeah, Rare Candy Dusknoir. There we go. Oh boy, here we go. My opponent can take 3 prizes this turn, I think. Yeah, he can definitely take 3 prizes. He can knock out my Empoleon and then move the damage to my Jirachi. And that's going to put me in a very bad spot. There's a Skyla. Man, my opponent, his setup is just crazy right now. Just seeing everything. We see Skyla for Ultra Ball. Don't really know what he needs. Probably grabbing the second Dusknoir. Yep, there's Sinister Hand. He's definitely going to be setting up the 2 prize knockout, or the 3 prize knockout. Or not, he's moving the damage to Empoleon. I mean, he has the 3 prizes. I guess. I don't know what he's doing. He's moving damage to everything. Oh, he's probably conserving the damage, I guess. Really not the worst move, but I don't know. Maybe I would have probably went with the 3 prize knockout. So yeah, he's moving all that damage over. He's definitely saving the damage. Yep, he's moving 20 to everything. Maybe he's probably like, oh, he might play Max Potion or something. Yeah. So he's moving all that damage. I mean, we can Sinister Hand ourselves because he has 120 damage on him. I don't know if he plays Max Potion or not. I mean, if he does, that might just be it. Like, I don't know how we can win after that. But he's keeping up the Sinister Hands. And, okay, so he's moving all the damage off, maybe? No? I don't think he would. That'd be kind of dumb. I don't think he is. How much HP? Dusknoir has 130. Yeah, we can't knock it out. We can spread out the damage, though, like he is, so that's definitely something we can do. I mean, he could have taken a lot of prizes here, but it looks like he's just moving all the damage off. So, yeah, it looks like he's going for more of a bench assault over attacking the active, which is interesting. Yeah, it looks like he's just spreading all that damage out, which can set me up for a knockout where he could take all 6 prizes in one game, possibly. Luckily, we got our own Sinister Hands, so that's a good thing. See the Silver Bangle going on. Doesn't really need that, but it is what it is. Unless, like, he wants to attack my Jirachi that he's already knocking out. So, there's the attack command for 120. This is where, like, Max Potion will be good, even though I wasn't really expecting to play against a mirror match, I'm not gonna lie. Oh boy, I really do not know what to do here. Well, first of all, we should probably just Sinister Hand and move the damage around. So, I definitely want to knock out his Empoleon here, that'd be nice. So, okay, we'll move the damage all around like he did. might as well just take advantage of it. We'll do that, and I'll just leave 20 HP left on the Empoleon, and then we can knock it out, so I can conserve the damage. I really don't like having 120 on me. This is where like a max potion would be good, so we're just going to spread out all this damage to everything we can. So let's just move it. We could knock out the Dusclops, but I kind of want to keep the damage stocked up, so I'm going to not knock out Dusclops. I'm just going to leave everything on it but 20 HP on the Empoleon so that we can knock it out and get it out of the way. Start taking prizes here. Again, I don't really know how to approach this matchup. Like, it's a mirror match. I mean, I had the speedy start, but he also had a speedy start. So move 20 damage to everything, and this is where we will attack command, and we will knock him out for 120. Get rid of that Empoleon. We can take a prize. Now, we have a lot of damage on our field. That's 240 damage, which is a lot of damage my opponent gets to move around with Sinister Hand, which is not fun. Which is really not fun. And my opponent can definitely take a lot of prizes, which is really scary. So there we see a Sinister Hand. We'll see what goes on. So he's moving all this damage around. 10 to the Dusknoir. And, I mean, next turn we can also take some prizes. So who knows? It's definitely going to be an interesting match. He's moving the 10 to the Dusknoir. It's going to be a close game. I'll probably still keep the game anyways. It's an interesting game. I mean, it's a mirror match. And we'll see. Even if I lose, again, I'll probably keep it. He's probably going to want to take out the Dusknoir, which is a huge bummer. Really want to keep the Dusknoir in play, but luckily, you know, everything has 20 damage on it. The Empoleons are getting, hopefully, one-shot as long as he's playing extra Pokemon down. So he's definitely trying to knock out the Dusknoir, which sucks. So I really wanted it. He can actually take, like, 4 prizes this turn. He can knock out Jirachi, Dusknoir, and the active Empoleon, and the Exeggcute, which is a bummer, because we started with the Exeggcute, which I really did not want to do. But you know what, I'll keep this game, because you can kind of just see the power of the Dusknoir Empoleon deck from my opponent's side. So it's not even on my side. You can see the power of this Dusknoir Empoleon deck through my opponent instead of me. So yeah, so Dusknoir goes down, which sucks. We have Super Rod in our hand, so it's all good. We can Super Rod and get it back, so it's fine. So my opponent will knock it out. We'll see what else he does. I mean, he can knock out a lot of stuff this turn. He can even take out Jirachi if he wants to. There's a second Dusknoir coming down. That's a bit of a bummer. I really would have liked to have knocked out that Dusclops and taken some prizes too. But again, you know what? Even if we lose, this is still showing the power of the deck through my opponent, and it's a funny match. So, you know what? You're seeing the power of this deck through my opponent, not just through me. So, this is actually a pretty good game, even though it's a mirror match and we might lose. But, you know what? It's all good. So, Sinister Hand. He's definitely going to try and knock out Jirachi, I guess. I don't know what he's trying to do here. Now, we have 80 damage on the bench, which isn't knocking anything out. We have 100 damage in play in total, which isn't knocking anything out. Which sucks, but we can take out the Empoleon. We can do a lot of things. If we could have knocked out his Dusclops and the Empoleon this turn if he didn't evolve into Dusknoir, which is a bummer. But again, you know what? 20 damage on each Empoleon is nice. But I really don't want to play any more Pokemon down. And you know what? We kind of can't even play down a Duskull either, which sucks. And yeah, you can kind of see how the Empoleon deck can control the game. So we're getting hit for 100. Really no point in playing down another Pokemon. But we will go with the Super Rod, and we can Super Rod some stuff back. We'll get back a Dusclops, a Dusknoir, and a Duskull. Again, if I play Duskull down, that is such an easy prize for him. So I really don't want to do that. I really want to get rid of my Jirachi. There's like no way I can do that. Looking at my discard pile, we got Colress, Juniper, all this kind of stuff. I don't know. I mean, we could put the water energy onto something which we don't need to do. Yeah, this is bad. Him taking out that Dusknoir is huge. So let's go with Professor Oaks. Actually, no. I don't know what to do. I don't want to play a Duskull down, but I think I'll go for it. I'll get the Duskull down. This way, you know what? He's forced to knock that out, and this might actually save me some damage. So we'll play the Duskull, and I wish I had more room for Duskulls, but I don't. So I'm just going to go with an attack command. Sadly, it won't knock him out. He gets to live. So maybe I could have been a little more careful with how I moved my damage last turn. Kind of, you know, just in case, because I know less Pokemon are coming into play. Maybe that would have been the better play. But yeah, I guess that isn't the case, fortunately. So Duskull coming down is nice, because one, it prevents him from really taking as many prizes as he might want to, because he'll be like, oh, that Duskull is a huge priority, I need to knock it out. We do see Diving Draw, and I don't really know if he knows he might get decked out. I don't know if he'll get decked out or not. He definitely has like a Professor Oaks in theory, but he has Junk Arming, which, he gets rid of Eevee and a Silver Bangle, so he definitely plays that Leafeon card, which is interesting. I mean, usually you'd see Leafeon to kind of counter those, you know, Seismitoad and Keldeo, but you never know. So there's a switch for my opponent. He is switching into the other Empoleon, trying to make sure he's not getting them knocked out. He does play Super Rod, which gives him back a few things. But he get back the Empoleon, the Water Energy, and the Piplup. Alright. And I don't know what else he can do. I don't know if he'll Diving Draw again. I mean, that's kind of suicide. Oh, but he does have the N, so he had a third N in his deck. I don't know if how many Professor Oaks in theory he plays. Still, you know, has 6 cards left, and we're, you know, getting a big hand. 4 cards. Nah, actually, it's not a big hand. I don't know what I'm saying. Search Sinister hand. We'll see what he knocks out. He could knock out my active, but no, it looks like he's gonna knock out the Duskull on the bench, maybe. You know, again, it's like, hey, you want to knock out that Duskull because Duskull. It's like, hey, if that thing becomes a Dusknoir, you are going to be in trouble. So there's that. So that is that. So he is moving all the damage over to that Duskull. Looks like he does want to knock it out. And we have a Duskull in our hand, another Super on our deck. So there's that. But yeah, he is going to knock out the Duskull. We'll see what else he does. I don't think he can win this game with this turn. He can definitely win. I mean, the fact that he has 2 Dusknoirs in play kind of makes it impossible for us to win, unfortunately. Yeah, there's a Sinister hand, and he is going to start moving more damage. Huh. You can knock out the... you can take 3 prizes this turn, I think. I don't know, I think he has the win. I don't know. You can take out the Exeggcute. No, he's not doing enough damage to the active. Never mind. The fact that he's not doing enough damage to the active is a good thing. So yeah, it looks like he's moving that damage. And really, there's no point playing down any more Pokemon. And I don't know if he'll realize that or not. I mean, the Dusknoir kind of just... it controls the game right now. We really cannot win because of this Dusknoir, which sucks. And, you know, Max Potion maybe be something you could tech in. I didn't really expect to play against a Empoleon Dusknoir deck, though, so yeah. And he has the win next turn. So we're just going to have to attack him. We can't do anything. The fact that we don't have our own Dusknoir is very bad. And, you know, maybe knocking out that Pichu was the wrong move. I don't know. But, yeah, I don't know. I mean, so much damage on my opponent's field. But we can't get a Dusknoir in play. He could just knock it out. And I think he has the win this turn. He can knock out Exeggcute and Jirachi and take 4 prizes. He can knock out the Exeggcute, the Empoleon, and the Jirachi. So my opponent does have the win. And it looks like we will lose. So, again, I mean, this wasn't like the greatest of games, because we will lose the game. So maybe knocking out that Pichu wasn't the smartest of ideas, but you know what? We did it anyways, and we were like, why not go for it? So it was an interesting match. My opponent got the double Dusknoir play, which kind of secured the loss. But again, you know what? If I'm not going to show you how this Empoleon Dusknoir deck works, then boom, my opponent can with this deck. You can just see the Empoleon and the Dusknoir controlling all this damage is insane. You can just see how my opponent is abusing the Dusknoir. I mean, I don't know if he's going to try and win. Like, he has the win this turn. All he has to do is knock out the Empoleon and then knock out the Jirachi, which doesn't take 10 years, so taking a bit of a while here. But yeah, he does have the win. But yeah, again, you can just see my opponent's Empoleon deck going through, and my opponent's is well played. I'm going to say well played right back. That was a good game. You know what? It's showing off the power of the Empoleon Dusknoir deck through my opponent, not really through me. So you kind of just see how strong the deck is. My opponent actually plays Escape Rope. I mean, he can still knock out the Empoleon on the bench with Dusknoir, so he still lost anyway, so I don't really know what he's doing. Unless he's trolling me. He has the win, though, so... yeah, I don't really know what he's doing. I'm gonna look at this discard pile really quickly. He has other rare candies and stuff. Huh. So he puts water on his Piplup. Don't really know what he's doing. Oh, he's... huh? He's not going for the win? I don't really know what that's about. I mean, there's no way we're going to win, so I'm just gonna straight up just take the loss. Like, I don't know why he didn't just win the game. That's weird. I guess I'm just gonna play down a bunch of Pokemon for the lols. Just so we can knock out this thing, because why not? So let's just get rid of Silver Bangle. We aren't gonna need it. Alright, so let's see if we can find... I don't know if I have any more Pokemon in my deck, so let's just get rid of Twins. We'll get rid of N. We don't really need N anymore. So there's no Pokemon left. We can't even knock out his active. Bummer. I mean, we could Diving Draw away the Dusknoir. And we can grab, yeah, it doesn't matter. We'll just attack him and knock him out. Or not knock him out, sorry. Sadly, he doesn't even get knocked out, because we couldn't even get enough Pokemon in play, but yeah, you can see the power of Empoleon Dusknoir through my opponent, not really through me. I mean, the deck is super good. And there's a Junk Arm. My opponent's going to get rid of Level Ball, and he's going to get rid of Prinplup. He's going to grab Rare Candy. He's kind of just, I guess, trolling me at this point. I don't even know. He has the win. All he has to do is move the damage to the bench to Empoleon, knock it out. So I don't really know why he's not just taking the win. So there's a Sinister hand. And it looks like he can take the win now. Yep, there we go. He's going for the win. Could have won last turn. I don't really know why he didn't. But hey, you know what? It is what it is. We do lose, but you know what? It doesn't matter because my opponent was playing the same deck as me, and he showed it off even better than I could have, so there you go. This is the deck, and you can just see how good it is through my opponent moving all that damage around. He controlled the game. We had, like, no chance. As soon as he took out that Dusknoir, there was no chance we could win unless we, like, brought up his own Dusknoir. So that was that, and I think I'll wrap up the video here. It was a bit of a... I know it was a long game, but you know what? It just showed how powerful the deck can be through my opponent. And I think that's good enough. So, you know what? I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button. Do not forget to subscribe to more PTCGO videos. Don't forget to subscribe to help me on the road to 1,000 subs. We are getting very close. We will hit it one day. And I want to see if I can hit that 1,000 subs before Christmas or New Year's. That'd be awesome. So thank you guys for watching. And I'll see you guys on another PTCGO video. My voice is killing me from all that talking. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye.